In the last lesson, we went through the first harmonic environment of the major scale, and we looked at the quality of tension or relaxation that we found in each note of that harmonic environment. And I encouraged you at the time to start thinking about this dynamic of tension and release as an element of musical storytelling, and to explore this dynamic in your improvising. This is something that you can explore on your own in all 7 harmonic environments of the major scale, and I encourage you to do that. But what we're going to do in this lesson today is I'm going to go through that process with you in the second harmonic environment of the major scale, and I'll show you how some of these roles of tension and relaxation get inverted in the second harmonic environment relative to the first. First, I need to establish note 2 as the tonal center. So in the bass, I'm going to put a note 2. And now in the right hand, I'm going to limit myself to improvising between note 2 at the bottom and note 2 at the top. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 2, 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And notice what happens now. Notice now that 2 is the most relaxed note in the universe, right? There's no desire to go back down to note 1. I don't have to go anywhere else. This is home because of its relationship to the tonal center, which is now note 2. And so now it's when I move up to 3 that you can feel a little bit more tension there. And I can relax it by coming back down to note 2. And so what happens is these roles of tension and relaxation are getting inverted, right? Because now it's note 2 that most attracts my ear as the tonal center. So note 3 is going to create tension because it's so close to 2. It wants to fall into 2, but it's tense, right? And so if this theory is correct, then when I go to the other side of note 3, if I keep going and if I go up to note 4, I should find another relaxation there, because that's the third of what we call the 2 chord, right? If 2 is the tonal center, 3 is going to be tense, 4 is going to be more relaxed. And let's just check that out. That's home. That's clear as day. That's more tense. And here's what happens when we move up to note 4. That's 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 4, 6. Notice these are all the notes of what we call the 2 chord triad, 2, 4, and 6. These are the moments of relaxation, the little valleys that you're going to find in the second harmonic environment. Notice how perfectly harmonious that is, how simple that is. That's 2, 4, and 6. And if I play the notes in between, if I play 3 and 5, you hear how suspended that sounds? 3 and 5, 4 and 6. And notice that 3 and 5 were the most relaxed notes we had back in the first harmonic environment. But here, they produce a sensation of tension. These are things that I want you to notice. Now, obviously, this is an oversimplification when I just put things into 2 different bags here. And I say, well, these notes are tense, and these notes are relaxed, and these are your chord notes, and those are your non-chord notes. And so we need to go beyond that, because there are no 2 notes that are equal. No 2 notes are the same. Every note in the harmonic environment is unique, and it has its own subtleties. And so, for example, in the 2 chord or in the second harmonic environment, we said these notes 4 and 6 are both chord notes. But 4 is not the same as 6, right? Melodically speaking, 4 is not the same as 6. And so really your job is just to get to know all of these sounds for yourself and notice how they make you feel, and notice the stories and the melodies that you can create with them. You can do this over our jam tracks. That'll really fill out the harmonic environment and give you a backing track to work over, but we'll talk about that more in the future. For now, a really nice thing to do is to just take some time and go through this in a very calm, meditative way. It could be your 10-minute morning meditation with a cup of tea or whatever, and just pick a key on the piano, pick one of the 7 harmonic environments to study, establish your tonal center. Remember, the way we do that is we put that particular note in the bass, and then in the right hand, we're going to study that harmonic environment using the tonal center as both the floor and the ceiling of that musical range, and just improvise freely and sing the numbers as you go, and just notice how they make you feel. It's getting to know these sounds that is the essence of truly mastering harmony, because these are the most important sounds in all of Western harmony. And through this exercise, you can get to know them personally. You can learn to recognize them by ear. That's preparing you in the future for learning to recognize chord progressions by ear. But you can also discover what these sounds mean to you, and you can learn to create your own music with them. And so all of this is what we can begin to explore now that we have this control over the tonal center. In the next lesson, I'll show you some more rhythmic things that you can do to make your improvising with all this stuff a lot more fun.